Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Jimmy Dore Show. We have special guest. It's John Kiriakou, who's a columnist for Reader-Supported News. He was a CIA operations officer until he blew the whistle on the CIA for its use of waterboarding, and he now co-hosts the show Loud and Clear on Sputnik Radio. Please welcome back whistleblower John Kiriakou. Hey, John.
Hey.
So, John, we have you on. I wanted to get your expert opinion on the way the FBI investigated the DNC server. Now, I've said on this show since forever, since 2016, that we'll never know who hacked into the DNC server because the DNC did not allow the Department of Homeland Security nor the FBI to inspect their server.
Mm-hmm. And, that's absolutely right.
And so a lot of people in the last 2 or 3 weeks, there's been a big propaganda push to try to discredit people who are saying the truth, which is what I'm saying, is that the FBI never inspected the DNC servers. And now somehow that's all okay because who knows why it's okay. Hey, how about the next time I commit a crime, I can hire my own private investigator and I can just give my findings over to the FBI. So here's the article that so this guy so this happens a lot. So this guy tweets this at me and I'll tell you what he says. He says, Jimmy Dore, here is the info on the DNC server that you say you haven't seen. The president can spout conspiracy theories all he wants, but the DNC turned over all its key data to the FBI after it got hacked, and that info wasn't stored on a single server. So he links to this article from the Daily Beast, which is a real reputable organization who has Chelsea Clinton on their board, and wrote, I don't know, about 10 tons worth of garbage bullshit during the 2016 election about Bernie Sanders and progressives. So now they're telling you the truth. So if you read this article, so people keep pointing me to this article, and it shows you that the DNC did not, in fact, give the FBI access, but that's all okay now because they gave them a copy, a picture, and that's just as good as anything as a forensic, and it's supposed to be okay. Everything's supposed to be okay, and if you don't believe what this article says in the Daily Beast, you're some kind of a poisonous idiot traitor. Even in this article they're showing you as proof. It says this, quote, at the same hearing, Comey complained that the DNC didn't give the FBI direct access to the DNC servers. That's from that exact article that people keep referencing, that it's okay that the FBI didn't get it. It's not okay that the FBI didn't get, and there's a thing called, well, John, let me ask you to explain it, because William Binney sent me an email, William Binney, who's also from VIPS, Veterans Intelligence Professionals for Sanity, who debunked the weapons of mass destruction, Bill Binney, who invented thin thread,
Yes.
So Bill Binney, the smartest guy ever worked at the NSA, he sent me an email and said that this breaks the chain of custody. John, can you talk to me about that?
It does break the chain of custody. And as such, the information, once it finally ends up at the FBI, is useless information and can't be used in an investigation or a court of law. The chain of custody is that the evidence, the information that's gathered has to immediately go from its point of origin to a law enforcement official, and it has to remain with law enforcement until it's turned over to the Justice Department for final disposition, whether it's prosecution or further investigation or whatever. And this did not go directly to the FBI. A copy went to the FBI. And one of the things about that article too, Jimmy, was that they kept using the word forensic. Like they're trying to convince everybody just with the word forensic, somehow official. Yes. And it was okay, and we should take their word for it. Yes. Well, I'm tired of these governmental agencies telling us to take their word for it. Let me say something, too, about Bill Binney. Bill Binney's a good friend of mine. I have never met anybody as brilliant when it comes to electronics as Bill Binney. He's one of this country's leading thinkers on issues of internet privacy. And Bill Binney proved that the information could not have been hacked remotely because of the speed at which the information was stolen. He said the speed indicated that the information was downloaded onto a thumb drive, which means that the person who did it was there inside the DNC. That person was the whistleblower. Now, we don't know who that was. We could speculate, but we really don't know who it was. But the bottom line is that this narrative that the Daily Beast and others on the left are pushing on us is just simply incorrect.
It's just a propaganda.
It is. It is.
And you know what? I'm sure I'm not smarter than the guy who wrote that article, and I'm not smarter than James Comey, and I'm not smarter than, whoever at the Daily Beast. But you don't need to be smart to see through that bullshit. That's why I know it's bullshit, because I see through it. And if someone as dumb as me can see through it, in your own goddamn article, you have the FBI chief saying they wanted to have access to the fucking servers, and you denied it to them, and you hired a third party. Since when do we get to hire third parties when we think we've had an attack on our country? Because that's what people are couching this as. This is warfare, and we put sanctions on Russia over this, for F's sake. You're going to let some fucking third party investigate this? That's why I know that's bullshit, and it gets the double CK. And I'll show you one more thing. This is from a year ago. Michael Sonato wrote this article in Counterpunch. The headline is, cybersecurity firm that attributed DNC hacks to Russia may have fabricated Russia hacking in Ukraine. Huh? Wait a minute. So here's this. I'll show you this. It says the cybersecurity firm outsourced by the Democratic National Committee, CrowdStrike, reportedly misread data, falsely attributing a hacking in Ukraine to the Russians in December 2016. This is after our election they did this. Voice of America, a U.S. government-funded media outlet, reported, quote, the CrowdStrike report released in December asserted that Russians hacked into a Ukraine artillery app, resulting in heavy losses of howitzers in Ukraine's war with Russia-backed separatists. But the International Institute for Strategic Studies told VOA that CrowdStrike erroneously used IISS data as proof of an intrusion. IISS disavowed any connection to the CrowdStrike report. And there's more. Ukraine's Ministry of Defense also claimed combat losses and hacking never occurred. The maker of the military app allegedly hacked called CrowdStrike's report delusional and told FOA that CrowdStrike never contacted him either before or after they completed their fucking report. VOA News noted Ukraine's rebuttal to CrowdStrike received little media attention, as CrowdStrike's report was widely cited in media outlets throughout the United States as further evidence of Russia hacking in the United States. Get this, the firm's CTO and co-founder, Dmitry Alperovich, is a senior fellow at the Atlantic Council, a think tank with openly anti-Russian sentiments that is funded by who? A Ukrainian billionaire, Viktor Pinchuk, who also happened to donate $10 million to the fucking Clinton Foundation. So there's your goddamn CrowdStrike with your Daily Beast article. It sucks. It's empty. It's propaganda on its face, and I see right through it. And you can all keep pushing your stupid propaganda and becoming establishment mouthpieces because it works for you, but I got news for you. Nobody else buys it outside your stupid bubble. Less than 1% of the country thinks Russia is a problem. This isn't working. So what do you make of that report? That's from a year ago, John.
Jimmy, I'm with you 100%. I've never believed this narrative. There's never been any proof. There's never been anything beyond somebody's analysis. And, again, I'm going to come back to the CIA and to the FBI. When they don't offer up evidence and they say, take our word for it, that's when you should run in the opposite direction. And that's what we've had from the very beginning on this issue. Is the likes of John Brennan and Jim Clapper and Mike Hayden and others saying, take our word for it. No thanks. The last time we took your word for it, we ended up in a war that we still haven't gotten out of.
That's right. That's right. So, okay, so that's my response to everybody who keeps telling me I need to read this Daily Beast report. You need to get your head out of your ass and stop believing the intelligence community and trusting. So that's the beauty of democracy. It's not based on trust. It's based on mistrust, which is why we're supposed to have transparency.
That's right.
Which is why when John F. Kennedy was dealing with the Cuban Missile Crisis, he made top secret aerial photos available to the United States people. Okay, because democracy is based on mistrust and transparency.
That's right.
Well, John, thanks for being our guest. I really appreciate it. Where can people?
Thanks for having me.
Where can people find you?
Let's see. I'm at SputnikNews.com. You can go to Loud and Clear. We're also on iHeartRadio and iTunes. And let's see, Facebook, Twitter, JohnKiriakou.com. I'm all over the place, like dog poop.
Thanks for watching. Please make sure you're subscribed. Even if you think you are, you're probably not. It only takes a second to check, and then you have to ring that bell so they send you a notification when we drop a new video. Otherwise, they won't tell you when we drop new videos. And if you like our show, please help support it. Become a patron. We give you hours of bonus material every week, and we give a live stream. We do a live stream every Saturday at 2 p.m. Pacific time when you could ask us questions and we answer them back. Thanks for your support.